time, most of us have fallen asleep. So I thought that I will not present anything, I don't have any slides. But will make you think a bit as to why do we need smart cities. It was about 3 years back when I moved out of Gurgaon and transferred my vehicle to Kolkata on a transfer from HP. I realized that I had to again pay the tax. While you pay tax in Gurgaon, but then getting a transfer to Calcutta is a Herculean task. That's one point. The other point of view is like in the morning, when you get up, you see where you are driving your vehicle, you see someone urinating on the road, or maybe someone eating a banana and throwing the chilka on the road, and people they meet with an accident. Or you imagine a situation where you take a decision in a government office, you keep on hunting for files because someone has asked you, can you get me the record what happened 5 years back? Or maybe typically in the judiciary system, in a high court or in a sessions court, I have the experience of going to a sessions court on a case particularly. So there are heaps of stack on one side. They are basically source of information, and obviously it takes a long time to process that information. So while most of the other panelists have spoken about where all they have utilized smart technology, I'll only delve upon the technologies which are going to be really changing our lives, the way we look at things, and the way smart governance is going to take off. Now, typically in a smart city, what are the challenges? The challenges firstly is humongous amount of data and information flow. And these are supposed to be the dream of our Chief Minister and our Prime Ministers to create a hub for Skill India, Make in India, Startup India, and Clean Up India. So these are the 4 national initiatives we need to get adopted in most of the places. So our thought process is that how do we do this? And because the technology is going to disrupt our lives, it is not going to be easy. So how do we really handle technology? It's also a big animal. The point of view is that it is creating data. Today, if we look at our computers, if we look at our print systems, they are still talking about gigahertz of speed, or maybe most of the computers in the departments that we have, they don't even have a secure print system. That is one situation. So whenever someone fires a print, if he forgets to pick up, the information flows out of that printer, God knows wherever. And that's the way we are currently engaged. Smart cities will actually take data and information which will need processing capability of not only in gigahertz, but in teraflops. So with this kind of information flow, one needs to look at the whole new canvas of IT in a different world. So what are the technologies which are changing? So the first and foremost is the consumerization of information technology. With a lot of people trying to, access information on the web with their own devices in different forms and shapes, whether it is your PC or whether it is a laptop or whether it is a smartphone or whether it is a thin computing, one needs to really look at how you handle this digital mesh. So they are accessing information, information is flowing to them through a network, and that information has to be a secure information. Now most of these people who are accessing information, in fact most of the panelists have spoken about user experience. They need a superior user experience. Now while we are talking about a superior user experience, most of them are going to look at how they can relieve their current challenges and look for something new. So the new technology which is going to change the canvas of computing is actually going to bring an experience called immersive experience. So we are going to have blended reality, which is going to be a mix of physical, virtual, and prospective, things happening on the platforms. So imagine you are thinking about something and you want to see it on your screen. So how we can have this digital divide getting enmeshed in form of blended reality is something which is going to define the way computing is going to look forward. The other thing which is going to drive a lot of adoption of smart technologies would be the three-dimensional printing. Now, there is a healthcare startup, then there are startups which are into travel and tourism, then there are researches going to get happen in the areas of building technology, security systems in building technology. So, if we can change the way, some of these practical challenges can be converted into real solutions. The 3D printing material, soon you will see, a shoe coming out of a printer, because the material of the shoe is of such a texture that it is safe, it can be used over a longer period of time, and it can be recycled. So this is what 3D printing is going to do to the technology. Then comes your smart machines. With so much of information flowing in, it is impossible for human beings actually to calculate data. I mean, we can't think of the kind of data and information which we need to really go through. So the crunching is going to move to different levels. So what are we talking about? We are talking about smart machines. These smart machines can actually, by themselves, they can learn themselves, and they can actually analyze information and present to you critical information. Because see, data was available, it will be available. So, converting information into e-office will not help unless and until we have a secured way of analyzing information. So analyzing information will take a new leap, and the smart machines will really change the way information will get analyzed on sensor-based technologies. Then you would have the automated machines. Now in a smart city, people are supposed to really have vehicle traffic management, solid waste management, and if a vehicle is entering into, say, a city, how do we really track the vehicle? So any smart city management will obviously also give fuel to automated vehicles, which will take up its own destination. It can work in a very predictable manner, and it will give a very predictable journey. And last but not the least, to do all this, we need a mesh of appliances, we need a mesh of applications, and we need a mesh of system-oriented architecture. All this architecture will only help to deliver the services that we want in a smart city on real time, in a very, very veritable way, and in a very trustworthy manner. But who will fuel this information? Well, we have the new sensor-based Internet of Things. And if it is anything to go by, the Internet of Things is really going to change the way we look. Say, for instance, you have parked your car and forwarded the key in the car, you will receive a mobile alert. Or if, say, for instance, you have actually parked your car in the wrong place, the moment you park, you will receive an alert. Or maybe, say, for instance, if you have thrown, say, for instance, any dart on the road, you immediately receive an alert. So Internet of Things, which are sensor-based technologies, are going to really change the background canvas. And last but not the least, to fuel technology change by Internet of Things, we will have, a stupendous amount of IT resources in the form of computing, in the form of smart automation, and these are going to be the backbone of change of smart cities. So that's all I have to share. Thanks for your time and giving HP an opportunity to address you.